and some things that I need to work on. And I remember at kids camp, I was walking and I remember thinking, I am having so much fun. Like, I'm jealous of me. Like, is it possible to be jealous of myself? Because I'm jealous of how much fun I'm having and how much I'm growing. And it was just so fun. And I remember being so happy that not only was I learning about God, but I was able to go to kids camp with my son, and he was learning about God, and we were both growing in our faith, and it was really fun and awesome.
I feel like this summer was a summer that I fell in love with Jesus, and that my heart just grew so much. My parents, they were married for 17 years, and after 17 years, they divorced. And then I found out my mom was lesbian, and my mom thought she would lose custody of my sisters and I if people knew that she was a lesbian. So we weren't allowed to talk about it. We couldn't tell our dad. We couldn't tell teachers. We couldn't tell friends. We weren't allowed to tell anyone. So, I mean, 7th grade is hard enough, but it was worse, I felt like, for me, because my parents were divorced and I didn't have any friends whose parents were divorced. And I definitely did not have any friends whose parents were gay. So that had a huge impact on my life growing up. I mean, I didn't tell anyone for 5 years. For 5 years, it was a secret that my mom was a lesbian. And over
the last 2 years, I feel like I've changed a lot, and Jesus has changed a lot in my life. 2 years ago, I didn't even have a Bible in my house, and now I have the most beautiful Bible in the world in my house, and I read it, and I love reading it, and I pray daily. I mean, multiple times a day. I listen to worship music, and I never would have had a Christian station on my dial 2 years ago, and I think, I'm just more at peace now. And I started a small group, and when he asked me to do the small group, I thought, going to church is one thing, but you want me to read the Bible now? Like, you want me to get together with some people and read the Bible? Like, are you kidding me? And I didn't want to do it, and but he talked me into it, and I did it, and I loved it. And I remember on the first night, he was like, we're going to start in the book of John, because everyone's heard of John 3:16. And I was like, what is John 3:16? I thought he meant like John page number 316. I had no idea, and I didn't know how to read the Bible. When we turned to John 3:16, I'm trying to look at over someone else's shoulder, like figure out how do I find John 3:16. I had no idea how to really read the Bible or what anything meant. Growing up, we didn't go to church. We didn't have a Bible in the house. I might have gone to church once or twice with a friend, but we never talked about God. We didn't pray. God was not a part of our lives growing up. The first time in my life where I knew there was a God was when I had my son, and I brought him home from the hospital, and I remember I was looking at him and just thinking how beautiful he was and how perfect he was, and I remember thinking, like, I do not deserve to be this boy's mom. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Because he is so beautiful and perfect, and there must be a God, because there's no way that I created this on my own. And that was the first moment that I felt like there is definitely a God, because he was just so beautiful and so perfect, and that had to have been created by someone else. My name is Crystal, and I've been rebuilt.